Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to ask, does NBA 2K21 lack balance? So I hope y'all enjoy the video. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Y'all know the deal. Let's try to reach 1 to 1K likes in the first 24 hours. This is mostly going to be just background gameplay, but the reason I ask this question is because of what you're going to see on the screen right here. Every single time you load up the 3v3, you're going to see a lineup like this. It's going to be a play shot, prim lock, paint beast, the triple P's, alright? And then you're going to see the exact same thing on our end, except I'm a little bit different and have a two-way finisher point guard, but it's still the pure red pie chart. Whereas I'm 6'7", the bigs that you're going to typically see on the 3v3 court are going to be around 6'8" to 6'9", even the 2v2 court to this point. So let's just start off with the most simplistic play style. So we got the 2v2 court. You guys obviously know if you've played 2K21. The meta lineup is the play shot, paint beast. You know the deal. Pure red at the big man spot. PLAYSHARP pie chart at the 1, anywhere from 6'1" to 6'5", big man's anywhere from 6'7" to probably like 6'10". So we got that out the way. That's obviously the go-to for 2v2. 2v2 is where balance is completely gone. I feel like there's literally no different play style to run except for that, except for if we're talking real toxic where you got the post score and lockdown. And I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on that lineup. It's just not many people run it because who's going to make a post score as their only 2K21 build? Maybe I offended some people with that. I don't know. But anyway, my whole point is obviously play shot, paint beast rules 2v2. There's no doubt about it, and I feel like that's really bad for the game. I think ISO 2v2 should be a place where ISO is extremely welcomed. Now on 3v3 court, it's always gonna be tough for ISO players, as we mentioned in the video a couple days ago. See, because the honest truth about ISO last year, you could just lead them to the basket every single time, and the best case scenario for them was they would get a wide open dunk. Worst case scenario for them is you're in the opportunity for a chase down block, and really what it leads to is inefficient 2-point shots. Because flat out, it was really hard for ISO players to create their own three-pointer last year. Whether it be a play shot or a pure playmaker, whatever it may be, or if you want to talk real toxic, like I was saying, the triple play locks for 3v3, where pretty much you just bully ball. I mean, to create 3-point shots last year on ISO was not the easiest thing to do. Now this year, it's entirely different. Now, it's not even about lead them to the basket, because that's just too easy for them. Now, for any pure playmaker or play lock out there who's trying to ISO, you don't even lead them in the basket anymore. You just let them shoot, because pure playmakers and play locks, they just struggle to shoot this year. That's the honest truth. You guys know the deal. You can see right there, we get the wide open 2-point shot. And not only at that, right? Not only is it just an easy wide open 2, you can see Showtime pops up right there. Boost my team's takeover this year. I mean, the pick and roll stuff is always going to rule threes. We just got to keep that in mind. I mean, that's always going to be how 2K is. Like I said, 3-point shots and wide open 2-pointers will always rule 3v3 because it's alternating possessions. Make it, take it. Anything 2-point shot will always rule because it's generally going to be more efficient. But this year, with interior defense being buffed so much and really just, you know, play shots being the best build, it's what resulted in this whole fading from mid-range OP toxicity where it really just, I don't know, flat out whites need to stop falling and the fades need to be a little bit more difficult. That's just the honest truth. That's just really how it should be, and there's really no way around it. So now let's talk about the imbalance of builds. So as we all know, like I was just talking about, the play shots are ridiculous. Not only are they fitting the meta of 2K21, but also their attributes are ridiculous. I'm talking like the fact that they get 95 3-pointer, 90 plus ball handling. They still can dunk the ball ridiculously as long as it's semi-open, and then they can still play great defense because perimeter defense is all that matters in this game. And ridiculous how well they can play interior defense. We just talked about that in the video yesterday though, so I don't want to speak too much to that whole point. But you guys get the deal. I mean, passing, great. Ball handling, great. 3-point shooting, great. They can still get ridiculous layup ratings. They can still dunk the ball really well while semi-open. And then they can still play great defense. I mean, it'd be one thing. I just feel like when it comes to 2K, like, archetypes, right? I feel like they should only be good at the things that they're supposed to be good at. Like, if you make a two-way sharp, it should be above average to good at shooting and above average to good at defense. Now, I think what a lot of people fail to realize when it comes to things like that is that there is still user error. There is still things that you need to be good at on the sticks. Like, for instance, defense. You need to be good at defense to be a good lockdown. You need to be good at shooting to be a good shooter. I mean, a lot of people just think that's something that should come with their build, when in reality, you have to learn how to do these things. You got to master your craft, and it's just as simple as that. And if you want to be good at anything outside the box that your build is not supposed to be good at, you got to be great on the sticks to make up for that, or else why would everybody not just make the build? That's exactly the case when it comes to the play lock from last year. Why would anybody not make that build when you can just get contact, dunks, speed boost, play great defense, and still shoot the ball? And the only minor skill gap in that was in an easy to shoot game, you had to have the quote unquote skill to shoot the ball. Now in this year's game, this is where exactly what I'm talking about, right? 2K balanced this properly, but the greats really show. There are people out here who are shooting with below 70 3-pointer. It's just they're the different breeds. They're the great players that are like, you know, exceeding their limits when it comes to their build. And that's how 2K should be in my opinion. But I will say they do need to do a better job at balancing the very overpowered builds where you have things like PLAYSHARPs that are just out here dribbling their minds off, right? Now, as we end this video, I want to finalize my thoughts on the PLAYSHARP, all right? So this is how I feel about the build. It should be one of the hardest to master in the game, but when mastered, you're one of the hardest to guard. And I feel like that's just not the case this year. It definitely has been the case as of last year, but I just feel like the balance that we see in this game where you can really just hop on here with a completed PLAYSHARP, doesn't matter how good you are, you're going to hit consistent whites, you're going to be able to fade on the close shots every single time on 2v2 court, and you're going to have the speed to do it, and then you still have the ability to play interior defense even if you're 6'1", 6'2" with 1 defensive badge. That all needs to be addressed. I hope 2K does in the next patch as well. Like I said, if you master this build and you're able to speed boost at an efficient rate, you can do behind the back and curry slide and whatnot, crazy like ball hand speed boosts, shoot consistently and time your shot perfectly, that's when I feel like you should be super effective with this. But we need to see a lot less whites go in all honesty. We definitely need to see the interior defense touched. And I mean, we need to be able to see the skill gap. That's just how it is. And that's really how this game was early on. You can see I go for the crazy body right here, get blocked. But that's really how the game was at the beginning of the game. I'm gonna put it like that. The skill gap was great. I feel like dudes were actually out here struggling to shoot. Even the PLAYSHARPs and the great ones were showing. And nowadays, it's kind of just, I don't know. And this game is at its best when the PLAYSHARP actually takes a great amount of practice and a great amount of skill in order to separate yourself from those who are at lower amounts of skill. But like I said, that's just not how this game seems to be. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try this 1 to 1K likes in the first 24 hours. And like the title of the video says, does NBA 2K21 lack balance? I feel like the obvious answer is yes. I will say I've definitely seen different types of builds still work in this game. Obviously the outside bigs are still something that will be efficient throughout the course of this game. It's just people need to learn their jump shots and, you know, finish their badges and attributes and whatnot for those who haven't. And then like I said, repetition is still a very important thing when it comes to the shooting aspect of everything, or even the people who you play with. You need your point guard to have dimer. Obviously, you know, I've seen ISO still work on this 3v3 court, but it's never been something that's ever been relevant as far as threes goes. Show me a 2K where ISO rules on 3v3. That's just not the case. Let's just be real. 2v2 though, that's a whole different story, and the balance on twos definitely needs to be addressed. There's no point in running anything other than a PLAYSHARP and a paint beast on twos, and that's just the fact of the matter. I mean, the close fade, it's gotta go. I don't care how realistic it is, in all honesty, because they are very easy shots to hit if you want to be like using real life terms, but those shots just have to be fixed. I mean, there's no contesting them at all. And really, the problem is, as soon as you try to take away somebody's three-pointer, they just beat you to the close fade every single time. And the only way that that was countered last year was the fact that play locks were so OP, and really, they could just dominate PLAYSHARPs in the paint while still shooting well and spotting up. You could have 2 of them and just play bully ball all day. And I don't know, man, that's just not the case this year. And I gotta say, it is nice that the double play lock has been nerfed to some extent when it comes to the 2v2 in this game. But I don't know, man. For the longevity of this game, I feel like we need to see more variety. We need to see more than just the play shot paint beast on twos, more than just the play shot prim lock paint beast on threes. I feel like outsides definitely need some more relevance as well as things like pure playmakers and stuff like that. Obviously need a little bit of boost when it comes to the shooting, but if your response to that is the easy answer of, well, they need to get better, they need to get good, I totally understand that. And I somewhat agree as well. It's very frustrating to see so many other frustrated people in the community and just, you know, constantly complaining and just explaining how their build is completely irrelevant and why have anything other than a play shot, where, hey man, this is all I can say. Last year, I felt the exact same way. What's the point of having anything other than a play lock? That's really just how a lot of these PLAYSHARPs and inside bigs felt last year too. You might as well run double play locks on the twos. There's really no sense in doing anything but that. But anyway, leave your feedback in the comments as well. Let me know if you enjoy the meta of this game or if you absolutely hate it. Let me know what you think of the balance. And if you made it to the end of the video, put LA in the comments to show your support you made all the way through. Let's try this 1 to 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed. Take these, man. Peace.